connect, serve, and grow is what you can expect at the House of Reconciliation. Leadership, community, education, wellness, and participation is part of our plan for your spiritual growth and success. Family and faith is a core value for the House of Reconciliation, working to help people find their purpose. Want to make an impact in the kingdom? Ready to tap into your future? Meet us at the House Sundays with Pastor Reginald Campbell. www.houseofreconciliation.org.
Thank you. Y'all see how serious she be getting? Like her breath. She be getting a breath. It's fine. I'm good. See, it's a difference when I'm in control of it. Because then I know what I'm doing. And I don't say nothing crazy. All right, let me see. All right. I think I'm going to put this one up here. Oh, okay. I know exactly where to put it. I know y'all out there watching. Y'all will be all right. All right. Because I have to make it make sense. Because what's our subject? You angry? How would they say that from another culture? You upset? Now, how would they say that?
That's the young people version.
What's the young people version?
Mad or no?
Okay, okay. Now I got to process that. I'm a little slow. Why you over there laughing? Wait a minute. Boy, it's gonna be a show. We gonna show out of here today, boy. Right here on live. They're gonna be like, I can't believe the church got to fighting live on TV. Now, mad or
No.
what does nah mean? See, I know
Mad or not?
you. Okay. Nah. Okay. I won't be using that one. I've been told that one up too many times. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you all. All right. Let's get rolling. We're going to do our church anthem, and then we're going to get rolling. I want to welcome all of you in to the Greenville campus. We're here in Greenville at 1427 Sweet E. Lawrence Road. We began normally at 6:50. Normally, I try to let everybody out of here by 7:15, 7:20. Thank all of you who joined me at the Greenwood campus live. Why you look at me like that? She looked like he going to be up to 8 o'clock. If I'm in here at 8 o'clock, something wrong with all of us, okay? We got to go. Children got to go to sleep. People got to curl their hair. I'm trying to order me a toupee. I got somebody going to get me a hairpiece. I need two. One of them I need like a cantaloupe because his head kind of round. I'm going to get one like that. I got an egg, so you got to have high in the top. All right. We're going to try it out one Sunday. I need a bang. Okay. I want the week hair, and then I want the weekend hair. Yeah, I want to have the weekend hair. All right, I want to thank all of you for joining us here. If you would really like to know where we are and how we're rolling, please go back and check out the Tuesday edition of the ministry, Successful Living, the House of Reconciliation. It will help you understand a little bit about where we are. I don't even remember what we talked about last night or the title. You remember it? The haves and the have-nots. So the haves and the have-nots, now we're dealing with you mad. Now, how do young people say it?
You mad or no?
Okay, y'all need to hashtag that and post that so I can draw them in because that's their language. I'll be jacking up. They don't even want me to say, what is it, 100?
100.
Yeah, keep it 100. They don't even want me to say that. You're getting old when they limit your words. It's like that don't fit you. So we're here at 1427. We'll be back here Sunday morning at 8:15 to have praise and worship, and we thank all of you. We kind of got here because we've been dealing with the seed, and we understand that your life has a process to it. And we dealt with this, and we kind of got in this in the month of May. That was the month of grace. And so the fourth was about the resurrection and Easter. And so we kind of forward this question, what is it that you're going to rise from? And sometimes when you're trying to pull yourself up, there are so many internal battles as well as outside battles. And so then we got to the number 6, which is the month of challenges. You have earthly challenges and things become spiritual stumbling blocks. Because in the month of July, the number 7 is you're supposed to be perfecting your faith. So whatever principles what you learned in the month of June that was challenging and had issues, and then the things that you learned early on, especially in 2021, we should literally be putting those things away. Because the number 8 means new beginning, new day. How can you be new when you're still struggling with something that's old? And normally it goes this way. It's not that it won't let you go, is you won't let it go. And so then it comes and creates conflict. And that conflict comes between who you are today and who you're supposed to be tomorrow. And in some instances, you see your life and your time pass you by. You should have been at a certain level. You know you should have been. It's your gift. It's within your DNA. It's within your reach. But there's one or two or three things that are hindering an individual. That's how we got to the subject tonight. You mad. You still angry. And the challenge is you're angry and you pretend to be angry at a person when truthfully you're disappointed in yourself. And there are two things I want you to know right off the bat. The difference between disappointment and discouragement. Disappointment, you have no control over those things. But you choose to allow something to discourage you from moving forward. And so instead of rebuilding our lives and recycling our lives and reestablishing our life, we're constantly denying ourselves the opportunity to change our life. And it's very hard to change your life if you first don't start by changing your culture. And your culture has to be changed by what you allow in your space. There's some things would not have people in the place and in the direction and in the behavior that they're in right now, but they allowed it in their space. You have to be careful. So here's what we begin to talk about. Unlocking the knowledge of opportunity for your future. The mind is trapped by spiritual attacks, which comes from misinformation that leads to misdirection, which equals no starting point. And one of the biggest challenges that I hear from people is they're trying to do this and they're trying to do that, but they can never get started. And so when there is misinformation, misdirection, it equals no starting point. And anytime there's no starting point, here's the kicker: no progress. That's why the topic is tonight, you still angry. You angry. Because you're not making progress. So now you've got a conflict of interest. You have your ability, you have your gifts, you have your talent, you have your degrees. See, and that's when we go back to Nemo. You have everything on the left done. You checked every box: house, spouse, job, insurance. You got all these things. But see, the Bible says in Genesis 2, 6, and 7 that when God created man, you became a living soul. So there's a part of you that's eternal. Church doesn't make you eternal. Church is a place to where you go and you should worship. But many times we go and we just carry out traditions. We do the same thing. We don't ever ask God to grow us spiritually. We don't ask God for spiritual maturity. We just think we can solve everything within the width that we have. This is how we came up with the title, Sight is Blinding, because we think we know someone in law enforcement. We know an attorney. We know a judge. So then what the enemy uses that as bait to say, then you don't need God. You don't need revelation. They can fix it. No, they can patch it. But some things that are broken in us is broken in us spiritually. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think you are. If you are human and you were made from the dust of the earth, and scientific data lets us know that we are a product of the earth, then how do you not have any faith in the Bible? The same ingredients that's in the earth is in humanity. And I hate to say it like this, but most of us are a walking parasite. We're made from the same DNA of the animals. You need to watch Discovery Channel. They'll be like, closest relative is the monkey. And some of y'all look like them too. You got people. Some of y'all got people out there. Don't look at the orangutan. That's just the truth. You can press your hair all day. But you let something scare you. Yes. Here is the thing. The spirit of the believer must seek spiritual intervention. I'll give you this in proof. Matthew 12:45. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wickeder than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. This is another part I want to bring out. Man is a clay dummy, and it has an eternal spirit. The enemy doesn't come and fight your body. That's nature. The enemy comes to cripple your spirit. It goes back to when the Lord spoke to Simon. He said, Simon, Simon, Satan has desired, requested to sift you. It's not big things that knock you over in your life. It's the little things. It's not a big hole in your tire, unless you just run over a piece of metal that destroys your tire. It's a little seeping hole. And every 2-3 days, you lose 5 to 7 pounds of air. And you swear you can't see it and can't find it. Come on. But then when you take it to a tire place, what do? Spray some soapy water on it and look for the bubble. I'm going to ask you a question. When are you looking for the weak spot in your life? If a tire technician has the knowledge to know I can't see this with my natural eye unless I see the object. We have to understand the enemy gets our attention on things and then he undercuts us. So how often do you ask God to reveal the shortcomings in us? So this is one thing. If you're a writer, I want you to write, and I said this before, build your team of prayer warriors. You got to have people that are not so much your buddy in the flesh, but someone who will pray with you in the spirit, and someone who loves you enough to pray against you. So you say you want to be this, you say you have the ability to do that, you say you can do this, you can say, but see, here's the whole problem. This is why I encourage you to go back and watch Tuesday, is that your biggest enemy is not the outside people, it's you. See, let me help somebody out. You're gifted and you're talented, okay? The problem is your ego is in the way of your gift and your talent. You're trying to get the attention rather than give your gift and your talent the space and the creativity that it needs, because you're trying to make it about you. And anytime that you're making it about you, you're going to shortchange yourself. This is what happens to people who fly up the ladder real quick and they can't sustain because they can't separate fiction from reality. You're trying to be a superstar in your own house. You're a gift. If you're in ministry, you call yourself whatever, all you are, and I am, and I've been in this since I was 8 years old, and I will be 61 on Monday. So you can't talk no trash to me. I come up apostolic Pentecostal holiness. So I've had Baptist friends, Methodist friends, Presbyterian. You can't talk no trash to me. I can tell you. You are nothing but a vessel. And when God gets ready and through with you, and half of y'all he didn't call. Y'all just went out there because it looked good. And the church pay $400 a week or a month. You took it for a job. It ain't a call. When you are called, many are called, but only few are chosen. And I can tell you, my life hadn't been perfect, but I know that I was chosen. So I can talk to you and tell you this because I don't need to burn you a little bit. You got to give an account what you're saying to God's people. Y'all can look at me crazy if you want to. Somebody went to the church and shot somebody. Well, no, they drove over 2 or 3 states and shot the prophet. Because somebody said that they told them to give $3,000 and then they're going to get theirs in the mailbox in 3 days. And 3 days later, there wasn't nothing in the mailbox. Yes. Look it up. I'm not lying. Drove 3 states. I heard what you do that. I thought it was that person too, but I ain't saying nothing. Shot him. Look it up. You got to give an account. And when you are truly chosen, you know the ministry is bigger than you. The problem with most people, you're trying to be bigger than your gift and bigger than your talent. So to me, in my text this evening, you angry. Because you didn't accomplish what you should have accomplished in the field you were in. So now you come to the church. That's why so many people are church hurt. You come into church to do you. You're supposed to come into church to be a vessel for the Lord, not be dictated to by a group of deacons. And pretty 99% of them are not even spiritual. Y'all can get mad. I ain't by myself now. Don't fool yourself. Don't think you can come up here and slap me. I have no chin to give. No chin. You can't meet me at the grocery store. You can't meet me going in my house. I am never walking and sleeping by myself. I'm just, you count it however you want to. This is my show. You always get the chance to turn the channel. This is my show. You ain't going to sneak. I'm going to get him. You might want to think twice about that. Okay, I'm just being honest because I know people get mad. Especially if they think you coming up. Oh, Jesus. Sight is blinding. Your gifts and your talent are not getting the attention that it's supposed to get. And here's the thing. You got to get a head start on your life. Now, here's where it really gets serious. God doesn't give seeds without directions. God does not give you a gift without vision and direction. The problem is we are listening to people and not seeking God. We're listening to people. You let people at school tell you you're a failure. You let people pick on you. You let people pick on your house, pick on your kids, pick on stuff. No, 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 and hell no. Let me tell you why. You are the seed of Abraham, and you're not living up to the legacy that God put in you. Period. Period. You're not. You're not living up because that expectation is beyond your feelings and emotion, and that expectations will hurt your feelings. But it will develop your gift. You angry? You know why you're angry? You can't process it. When God gives you a gift, you have to figure out how to process that gift. You need to ask God who, what, when, where, why, how, and the percentage. And somebody can say, well, I don't do that. I don't believe in that. Well, it's simple. It's in the Bible. He gave a parable. Which of you set it down first and do what? Count up the cost. So if you're not willing to count up the cost and you're not willing to pay the price, then you're not fit for the blessing. The Bible talks about he that turns away from the plow is not worthy of it. Your gifts are not coming without challenges. Your next level is not coming without enemies. Your next level is not coming without people trying to tell you what God told you and God ain't even spoke to them. I told someone today, they were like, oh, you don't do this. I said, listen, y'all ain't changed nothing in 40 years, and y'all going to get mad at me for coming in for one day and changing one thing? Y'all hadn't done nothing in 40 years. 40 years y'all been sitting on your bunk. And now somebody come in and want to turn it up, and all y'all want to quit. Somebody comes in to bring order to your confusion. God comes in to bring order to your life. If you don't want God's help, don't ever pray another prayer. And can I make it plain? God's not going to address your mess. He's going to address you. When he addresses you and you get back on the side of righteousness, then you can address your mess. Ain't nobody going with me today. That's all right. We're going to get there. You're angry, still can't process. Here's the problem. You need to study to learn how to hear. I'm going to ask you a question. What's standing between you and your seed? Because you've got the left side of your life balanced. You got your boyfriend, got your girlfriend, got your job, got your lottery money, got your crypto. You got all these things. The real question is, what's on the right side of you? Where's the fertilizer for your spirit? Because you can't take your house to heaven. And it certainly can't stand the heat of hell. I told someone, what are you going to do when you see Jesus and you cannot tell him about your problems? Some of us wouldn't have anything to say if our problems went away. Because problems become your personality. They are not who you are. Anger becomes your personality. So I ask you, what's standing between you and your seeds? It's the missing wing of process. You cannot fly if you're not balanced. And most people in here, and most of you have probably flown on a train. Flown on a plane. A plane cannot leave the ground until the weight has been distributed equally. Why are you trying to fly with one phase of your life and we haven't balanced the other phase of our life? And here's the thing. Most people that complain are generally the most people out of balance. Because they want everything to fit them. They don't want to fit in anybody's system. Does this make sense? The missing wing. So everybody just say this with me. You still angry? Still angry, huh? How do young folks say it? Come on. Because we're about to close. We got about 7 minutes.
You mad or not?
You mad or not? Whatever that is, you mad or not? Boy, I tell you. You mad? Okay, thank you. We that's going to be our subject for Sunday. You still mad? You mad or not? Because here's the problem. The haves are willing to listen. The have-nots want to receive but not read directions. How many times have we not followed the steps of success? Here's the problem. They're out there. You want a successful business? I just posted something for entrepreneurships that they're doing, I think, in West Greenville or on the West End downtown. I don't know what it costs or even if it's a cost to it, but they have some dates. If you look on the House of Reconciliation Facebook page, you'll see that link and just read it. Because the time out of trying to undermine the system, and it's time to work the system, that the system works for your advantage. Here's what I say. It's a proven system. I didn't say it was an equal system. It's a proven system. And if it works for other people, then why can't it work for you? It has to work for you. Absolutely right. And so why not get yourself in a place that things can work for you, so then you don't have to walk around with this chip on your shoulder. You don't have to walk around, drive around and being nervous. You can be legit. You can have your insurance, car registration, and valid driver's license. Does that make sense? So here's where we go. Here is the biggest issue. Here's what happens to the have-nots. The have-nots struggle with fiction and reality, and here's what happens. Now you tell me who's responsible for this. The unconscious permission we give our sight to hinder our innate inheritance and belief in God's plan for our future. Who's responsible for that? The unconscious permission. Many people can't see something and not think it's real. And so we have these vehicles out here now that are literally hypnotizing people. And they are not functioning and living in reality. And when something or someone brings them back to reality, they can't cope. They can't cope. And so in some instances, you have to be reintroduced to society. And in many times in our life, because we're living a fictional life, I saw a funeral, a guy passed away, and I knew him. I didn't see him for a while, and I guess he was bedridden. And then he passed away, and there's about 80 people outside. Nobody had a light on, and I've got my lights on. They don't even want to get out of the street, just in the street. I don't. Because what they were doing, they felt was bigger than being safe. And because people are angry, they think you're supposed to give them all the space in the world. And there are forces in life that has to bring you back to reality. So I'll say this as I get ready to close. I will explain how it's not somebody else's fault on Sunday. I want you to read Romans 7:23. I'm going to give you this and we're going to close. The unconscious permission will give our sight. If something can get your sight, it can what? Hypnotize you. And you'll believe what you see, what you've been told, and what your own mind tells you. And you don't think we need the Spirit of God in our lives. Many people today have ruined their lives by what goes on in their head. Their imagination, their hallucination. What was the other word? But it was one before hypothetical thinking. Solution, imagination, hallucination, okay. Illusion, imagination, hallucination, and hypothetical thinking. This is why I just wanted to take a moment and say, you're still mad. You have more of an expectation of others than you have of yourself. I want you to consider that, and as we come back together, and we're going to talk about whose fault is it. I still have the topic, is it God? Is it you? Or is it the adversary? God bless you. I'll see you guys soon.